Listen, I want to start by saying you did such great work in this, and this film really hit me emotionally, and it was really well done. Uh,
Thank
just want to start with that. I mentioned to people I was going to talk to you, and before I get into specific questions about the movie, I wanted to ask a question from one of our readers. I believe his name is Nick Stoller.
you.
It says, was it harder doing drama or acting against a turkey puppet voiced by Brian Posson?
Um, Definitely a turkey puppet. They're just, you never know what to expect. It's like working with a lion.
Completely. One of the things that I think a lot of people don't realize is early in your career, you worked on Social Network. You got to work with David Fincher.
Yeah.
And I wanted to know, what do you remember about making that film and getting to work with such a master early in your career?
Yeah, that was a pretty amazing experience. I love David. I love him and I love his work, obviously. And I would like to be able to work with him again that on a job that would last longer than a day. But it was amazing. It was, working with him and what's his name? Aaron Sorkin. Sorry.
Completely.
Two of them have really specific ways of how they work with their actors. And so combining both of the extremely tricky work ethics was just fun. And I'd be happy to do it again.
Yeah, that film is incredible. One of the things that I really admire about what you've been doing the last few years is you've been taking some really cool performances like Peanut Butter Falcon, Suspiria, Bad Times, and now this. And I'm curious, how have you been picking your roles, or has it just purely been on the scripts that are like on the scripts that are available at that particular moment, or have you been looking for particular projects?
It's hard to have like a real method of, I don't really know it. I don't know how I pick and choose things. It's more just, if the script is good and the character is good, and if the people that are making it, the people involved are good people and talented people. I think that's mostly where my decision process lies, is like, what is this experience going to be like, and what is the story that I'm telling? And those are the kinds of things I think those are the through line in all of the jobs that I choose.
As I getting into Our Friend, I really thought you did such great work in this. And like I said, the film is so well done. Can you sort of talk about what was it like? Because I'm not sure if you read the Esquire article. What was it like when you first heard this story? And was it one of these things where you're like, I really want to make this?
Yeah, I did read the Esquire article after I read the script, and I thought it was just extremely human and beautiful, and a sort of little tiny pocket of like real love and compassion. And those are the stories that are so important to be told, I think, especially in, with the world the way it is now. You really want to feel like inspired by your fellow humans as opposed to completely heartbroken by them. So that is kind of what I felt about this movie, was like, I want to know more people like these people.
You got to film in Fairhope, which is where this story took place. But it also, more than that, I believe when you were filming like the fountain sequence, you had the real people in the town coming out. And
Yeah.
also you're performing in front of the actual people that this story is about. And as an actor, I'm curious, what is this like for you? Or what was it like for you when you have like Matthew possibly standing there watching you as Nicole?
Yeah, that was pretty wild. I think the more intense thing for me was that Nicole's daughters were there, and they're in the fountain scene, and that was just something that I don't know that I can wrap my head around what they must have been feeling, or what they, you know, how that experience was for them. I think we all felt extremely grateful for the opportunity to make the movie, and that everyone, it was such a small town that everybody was like really embracive of us, and they all knew what we were doing. They all knew who the real people were. They all knew them. Like if I went into the coffee shop, they would be like, oh, you know, Nicole used to get this, or it was like extremely bizarre, you know, but intense and emotional and intimate, and like not only a vulnerable role and performance, but like a very vulnerable experience. It was just like extremely exposed.
Obviously, this deals with very serious subject matter, but I think one of the reasons the film works so well is Gabrielle puts in these moments of levity, like that scene where Jason is doing stand-up in front of the curtain and you're watching him. Can you sort of talk about, for people that might be like, I don't know if I can watch this movie, it's maybe going to be too much of a downer for me.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of levity in this and a lot of human moments.
Yeah, I think that's part of why I loved it so much, was that there is a lot of levity, and there's, you know, life is heartbreaking and painful, but it's also, if you can have that perspective, you can feel a lot of relief from finding humor in the pain. So that was important, and it's very smartly written, and Jason is obviously supremely funny, and so is Casey. And Jason and I had worked together on the 5-year engagement with the turkey puppet. And we've been buddies since then. So that's like 10 years of a relationship. And that, I think, informed the characters' relationship as well. And like we could improvise and riff with each other and play. And his stand-up scene was actually one of my favorite moments in life so far.
But listen, I got to go. I'm just going to say again, congrats on this movie and your performance. I wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you.